Hey guys, Gabe here, if you didn't know. Hopefully you're all doing well. It's Friday here in the office, and I'm just putting together this screencast for you. So hopefully you can see everything here, and I'm going to go through what some of you were having some issues with creating menus or pages and categories. They're all kind of, in my mind, the same thing, but I'll kind of straighten that for you here today. So um, what we're looking to do is create this kind of idea where we have EDTC 300 as the menu item, and then if you click on it, um, if I hover over it in this particular case, there's the learning project underneath. And so what I want to be clear about is the idea that the EDTC 300 is where you're going to be doing your assigned blog posts, whereas your learning project will be where you're putting your blog posts about your learning project. So you're going to have two separate places where you're going to be blogging. Again, one for assigned blog posts like the one you did the other day that addressed your first blog post. And as you can see here on the website, I have synced all of your blog posts if you've done yours, so you can see Olivia and Becky, etc. There's a whole list of different bloggers that have blogged throughout the course of this. All these hello worlds I'll have to delete because those are all kind of generic ones that came with your original sign up when you made your blog. Okay, so let's get to the how to get to the point where you have this as a menu item and this underneath as a separate menu item. So you want to go to your dashboard, and so what you need to do is go to posts and then categories. Okay, so you can see on the right hand side there's all the categories that are there, and some are already created when you have this, the theme of the website. So there's the About Me categorized, and here's the ones I created: EDTC 300 and Learning Project, that appear on the menu. So if I was going to make another one for, let's say, just some other class, just for example, so I would give the category a name. Just call it KHS 139. And that's all you have to do, is just give it a name, and then you'll go add new category, and so then it shows up over here. Now, to get it to show up where you want it to show up, we're going to have to go to your appearance on the left hand side here, and then you can go to menus. Okay, so on the left hand side here you can see that yours might look like this if everything's collapsed, but we want to go to your categories here, and most used shows up in the kind of the menus here, but just go to view all and you'll see that these are all the same categories that showed up over on the last page. And now you can see KHS 139 is there, my new class that I'm theoretically adding to this group. So I want to click that, select it, and then add to menu. And as you can see, here it is now. KHS 139 is here as its own menu item, and I can just drag this and kind of place it wherever I want on my board. So on my home page here, I have it as a custom link. So I'll explain what that is in a second. But you can see here EDTC 300 and category. And this here, if I just simply drag it over to the left, it'll appear as its own menu item. But if I grab it and drag it to the right, it becomes a sub item. So you can see it says sub item there. If I wanted to drag KHS 139 under Learning Project, it then would be a sub-item of the Learning Project. So I think if some of you want to do, if you want to do your Learning Project and then have separate categories for your particular days, so you can call it blog post number 1, blog post number 2, and you can make those all sub-items of the learning project. So that's how you would do that. So I'm just going to make this as its own standalone menu item, and so when we go back to the main page, oh, don't forget to save stuff, so you always have to go to the save menu here. And looks like menu has been updated, so that's happy when we get to that. So let's go to visit the site, and you can see here now KHS 139 is there, and it's its own standalone menu item. So I don't have anything there right now. So how do we add stuff to this? And I'll show you how to do that. So you can say nothing is found here. So I'm going to go back to my dashboard. And I'm going to go to posts and add new post. So this is where you're going to tell where you want your post to go. So let's just call this testing in KHS 139. This is a test. Okay, so before we do anything and publish it, we're not telling anyone or telling this where to go. So what you need to do is go over to your categories here, and I want this blog post to show up in KHS 139. So you can see on the right side here where my mouse is, I'm going to click on KHS 139. Okay, and then I'm going to go publish. And so we can see up here that the post has been published. So if I go here, I can simply go to view post to see what it looks like on the website, or I can go back and visit site. So let's go this way and see what it does. View post. So I'm in the KHS 139 menu. Here's the title I just gave it, testing in KHS 139, and then my little piece of information here that I wrote. So if I go back home, click on the home button. Oh, it looks like it's showing up here as well. So I think that's just because, on your own page, both your learning plan and your learning project and your EDTC 300 will end up coming here. There probably is a way to fix that if we don't want it happening that way, but it's not a bad thing if we have all of your blogs showing up on your home page. I could rename this home as blog page if I wanted to, and then as you can, we want to call these things what they are, and these are categories. This is actually a linked button here, so I'll go back to that. So I want to go to my dashboard and appearance and menus. Okay, so under this custom links section here, what I often do is, or what I did to create that menu is I simply copied and pasted the URL for that particular page, and then I called it menu here. Okay, and then that's when I created that. Oh, sorry, not menu. I called it home. So when I called it home, it showed up here as its own custom link, and then you can see that the URL, there's a space here to post the URL, the actual web URL in this spot here. So I'm not going to continue on with that because I don't want to. So if I want to change this up, I'm going to change this and edit the navigation label. I'm actually going to call it blog hub, because that's what it is. That's where all of our blogs are showing up. And so I want to make sure that that's all good. And I'm going to save the menu. And if I go back and take a look and see what it looks like, we should see that now this whole section is called blog hub and not home or main menu or whatever I called it before. Okay, so if I want to go back, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just delete that KHS 139 now because I don't want it there. So I'm going to go back to my appearance and and back to menus. And I'm going to go back to this guy here, and drop down, and I'm just going to remove it. So that means I think it removes everything from the blog post to everything else. Oops, I've got to save that first. Save menu. And visit site. And you can see KHS139 is gone now. Okay, so as you want to add more items up here, you know, there are differences between pages and custom links. So a page is, if you want to add a page, which a lot of you were doing, the pages would simply be, you know, if you wanted a static page that would never change. And that's why categories are important, is because we're doing blogs and they're always changing and they need to be updated. And whereas a page is a separate, you know, if you had certificates and you had all of your certificates downloaded on that page, then, you know, that would be an example of having a page, or your resume, or, you know, an about me where you want to add pictures and some text that doesn't change after a while. You can still edit it, but it doesn't change within the blog posting section. So I hope that helped. I will post this here as soon as possible on the UR Courses page, and please let me know and reach out if you have any more questions, and we'll have time to play around with this stuff in our next class together. But I know some of you were hoping to get your first learning project posted, and if you're still having a challenging time with managing the web here, or the WordPress site EduSites, you can still do your learning project blog post, but just do it on a Word document and have it completed. And then when you come in with face-to-face learning, I'll be able to help you and walk you through it a little bit easier. Okay, take care, have a good weekend, and we will see you around.